Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here celebrating round 6 of the WRX Challenge. They are readying up as we speak to go for a 10-minute qualifier for a full 1-hour race here at the Japanese circuit. And what a championship we're having so far. Now we're tipping into the second half of the season, and the table is starting to Home 6 having a practice start. That launch is lovely, didn't it? That just flew off of the line there. Is he going to have another one? No, it just looks like he's slowing down. So, is anyone else? Daz is going around. He's on racing softs. Does he know he's on racing softs? Well, it's not raining, it's just under the line. It is predicted to be a full wet race. A 60-minute race here at Suzuka Circuit. It's in the driver's brief I get this from. So, yeah, we're at Suzuka Circuit. Or Corkit. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out from Skyjacker how we pronounce that one. So, Matt Psycho, I think they may have pulled the trigger on that one because it's just under the wet line. If you look down at the dashboard at the bottom of the screen, to your left, you can see the clock counter, and then the little car symbol with the tyres on it, 4 white lines next to it. Well, next to that there's a little gauge, and you see the thick white line is up to nearly the third line, or second line, sorry. Now the first section of that means it's dry, it's dry. Into the middle section is intermediate tyres, and when it's in the top part, that's when you should be on full wet tyres. So a couple of them, like Matt Psycho, I don't know how he's going to be. He's struggling, isn't he, already? He's got the hazards on. He's just making his way back to the pits. He had a go. He thought he had that one lap before the rain would kick in. It's well worth a try, because no one can beat you. Daz also had the same sort of thinking, but I think these guys are just going to come round and go straight into the pits. There is some parts of the track who's quick up, maybe not qualifying today, I'm not sure, or just waiting for his moment to go for it. But it's going to be interesting in the wet. Ensign Hewitt saying hi everybody, Skyjacker saying hi ho, Pat saying hiya, Kinetic with a wave, Mama Home 6 saying, evening thingy, how are you? I'm alright, I've been feeling rough for the last couple of days, as you're asking, but I'm alright. Mama Sykes, Psycho is saying, good eve everyone, hi thingy. Hi, I got your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Mama Psycho. Yes. So in the brief, I was going to just give you the brief. It's going to be, good afternoon, gents. Today is an endurance event in the wet. So dry tyre rules do not apply for race where a wet compound is required. Tonight's race are times 3 points, and then it's just your normal DRS is free at all times. It's available during qualifying the race, please. Yeah, so all of that stuff is nothing's changed. So we'll go on to the table, shall we, as they start their flying laps. There's still a couple of them on their out laps. So Skyjacker, first on track, will be the first one to try and get a lap in, and we'll watch him as we read out the table. So at the top of this table, Anton Poika, absolutely the destroyer of all. He's an unbelievable amount of points ahead of Daz. He's 266.5 points. Oh God, I hope those decimal points go soon. Daz is in second on 217 points, with Homesick Alien on 196 points in third. Fourth is Cthulhu on 178 points. Ensign Hewitt in fifth on 163 points. Matt Psycho sixth on 145 points, but he's already dropped a round, or maybe even 2. He's dropped 2 rounds already this season. We dropped 2 rounds out of the season for people who can't commit to every race in a 10-week season. That's 8 scored rounds, and Matt Psycho already dropping 2 of his rounds. So Matt Psycho 145 points in 6th. 7th is Skyjacker on 143 points. 8th is Koi Carp on 127 points. Barry Twins 9th on 113 points. Pat 10th on 97.5 points. Actually, there's a couple of them with decimals, but I've not bothered with them. Sorry, I've rounded down. Pat's 10th on 97.5 points. Joker's 11th on 94 points. Majid is 12th on 55.5 points. And Bandit is 13th on 39.5 points. I do apologise. There was a couple in there. They had 0.5s. But if you go to our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, then you can look at the tables yourself. So that's that. And Skyjacker yet to cross the line. So I did it all in their flying lap. And in the corner of my eye, I did try and keep an eye on Sir Skyjacker. And it doesn't look like he's had any major off. So it's a nice steady lap, a banker, you may say. And he's going to be planting that one in a good position, I think, as he comes off the corner. And it says he's fastest so far. Is there anyone who can beat him? Cthulhu. Homesick Alien has, by nearly a second. Homesick Alien on fire at Suzuka. And Skyjacker then dropping to third as Anton Poika goes almost 2 seconds faster than Homesick Alien. Where was the grip, Anton? Where was the grip? Unbelievable lap from Anton Poika there. Nearly 2 seconds. Ensign Newark goes in. Oh, maybe the track's drying up a bit. It has. Dropped under that line. Daz still on the racing soft, so he didn't go in. Did Matt Psycho go in? Matt Psycho did decide to go in. He's doing an outlap now as he sees that the track's getting drier. That is unfortunate for him. Anton Poika then maximising being later back in the pack from the drying track and getting a good lap. Daz, though, on those racing softs, only 200ths off of Anton Poika. And I can't really see any rain in the air. So it looks like the track can only get drier. So this man Daz has pulled a blinder. Look, 1.3 seconds up in the first sector. And he's just got to watch those damp places on the track. And he is quids in for an easy pole position here. Well, it's not easy, is it? Driving on racing softs. Everything's wet out there. He can't touch the curbs because they'll be wet and soggy. As you just saw, his meter just flew up. And there we go, 2.2 seconds up on his next lap, and now he's got traffic, and this is unfortunate for him. He's got the Baz ahead on a set of intermediates, not going very fast, and that is going to ruin Daz's run here, and there's just nothing you can do about it. He's going for a move, safely done, had to go off the racing line, might have been a bit wetter, but he's got it done as his car wants to swipe out through the corner. He's got to grips with it, taking it down towards the Rich Energy car, and again, oh no, the Rich Energy car in the way. He's gone wide. I don't know if there was contact. It looked very close between the two of them, and Daz, though, trying to secure, and now Skyjacker's gone in. He's seen that the soft tyres are most definitely faster. Homesick Alien also going in. Cthulhu takes pole in the meantime as we watch Daz make his way around, and Anton Poika also going into the pits. They are all coming in for them racing softs. Daz is lighting up the timesheets, and they know of it. I don't know how they know of it. I don't know how they know Daz is doing so well out there until he crosses the line. But Daz then heading towards the line, and there he goes, 2.4 seconds faster than Cthulhu's effort. And Cthulhu stuck out on track on the intermediates with Anton Poika coming back to the track on racing softs. And in the pit lane, very wet. On the track, pretty dry. Ensign Newer, he's on the intermediates. He's going to keep on trucking on with those inters. Homesick Aliens out on the racing softs. Skyjacker's out on the racing softs. Bazza has stayed with the intermediate tyre, with Pat on the racing softs also. And Joker's also going on to the racing softs with Matt Psycho back on the racing softs. He's on them, he's off them, he's on them, he's off them. And he's on them again. He's he'll get a lap in a minute. With Koikarp also, he stayed with the intermediates, has Koikarp. We saw him come out of the pit lane quite late. And he's cracking on. Go for it, Matt, says Mama Sykes. He's going for the most pit stops in a qualifying session, I tell you that. Daz then sitting on top of the pile, but for how much longer? How long is qualifying? I think it's only 10 minutes. But it could be 15 or 12. Sometimes they differentiate in the rules. I can try and look it up for you. That'd be the professional way. No, 10 minutes qualifying, it says in black and white in front of me. So they haven't got long to try. Oh, Daz is off the track. That's not going to help. Cthulhu then, he's on the inters. He might drop like a brick after these guys put their laps in. Anton Poika on the softs, still on his outlap. Koikarp having another run. He's just gone faster and put himself up into 4th. That's great stuff. Cthulhu's coming in the pits, but I think it's all a little too late for Cthulhu now. Into the last minute, I don't think he's got a chance to get an outlap and a lap done. And Anton Poika is cutting it fine, still on his outlap. Koikarp doing a great run on the inters. You seem to feel those guys on the inters may have just stayed with the inters, because I don't know if they've got enough qualifying left. 5th for Ensenua. Homesick Alien then starts his flying lap, and he's only got this opportunity to get a lap in. Bazza also gets across the line before the 10 minutes runs out. He's gone faster, up into 7th. Skyjacker off the track. Oh, and this was his only opportunity. He's off the track straight away in turn 1. So Skyjacker in 8th. I don't think he's going to improve. Pat, though, it could do on those racing softs. It's getting a little dark out there. They've got their headlights on. Jokers could improve on his racing softs. The time has run out. Where is Matt Psycho? He's pot last, but he's going around now. And he's gone fastest. There he goes. He got that, timed that beautifully. 2.4 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz on his final lap. I think we've seen him off the track. He's not going to get an opportunity to get by again. Who's going to cross the line next? It's that dude. Hang on. It's Cthulhu, who had to... No, he's on a final lap, but I believe it's an outlap, so he's not going to get anything. He's going to just do an outlap, unfortunately. Anton Poika, who went onto the racing softs, how is he doing? And, okay, I haven't seen a sector time from him as of yet. I think we're not going to, are we? It's just, oh yeah, there is one, but there's a couple of people ahead of him we'd like to see. As Cthulhu's on an outlap, that doesn't count. Who else is there? So Homesick Alien on a run. It's purple. I don't know who's in between them. Oh no, sorry. It's Daz, but I think Daz has made a mistake. Anton Poika. Oh my lord. So Daz will be the first. No, he's not. There's someone ahead of him. Homesick Alien is slightly ahead. He comes up to try and grab pole on his last run. He does it. Pole position. No, Daz gets it. We thought Daz had had enough. Anton Poika gets it. It's whoever crosses the line next, surely. And Cthulhu on the... he was on his outlap, so he could never do it. Oh, and it's all finished anyway. Whoa. Oh, wowzers. That was an intense finale there. So Anton Poika got pole ahead of Daz, with Homesick Alien in 3rd, Matt Psycho in 4th. Cthulhu come home in 5th, but he kept the inters on. Ensenua in 6th, and he with the inters. Koikarp in 7th on the inters. Bazza 8th, he stayed with the inters. Skyjacker put the softs on, but he didn't manage to get a lap in, so comes in 9th, with Pat in 10th. Jokers in 11th. And that is the grid. Hey, up. Oh, I'm in a hybrid. I was looking down at the bottom there thinking, why is there a hybrid? That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's in the menu book. Don't get excited. So here we go then. I'm not going to bother changing settings. It's only going to put me in the car. And in the chat then, it's... Is there more than one race today? No, just one 60-minute race. 6 seconds up and the clock ran out. That was it. So, hang on. Give me a second, guys. It's difficult. And they're off. And it's a straight battle between Daz and Anton Poika. But Daz is the man that wins. In fact, Matt Psycho as well coming through. As Anton Poika started on the softs, he started on softs and is wetter than he expected, I imagine. Daz got his intermediates on, so did Matt Psycho. Anton Poika's taken a punt and started on the softs. Homesick Alien's on the intermediates. Cthulhu's also on the intermediates. Bazza's on the inters, with Ensenua in 7th, Skyjacker in 8th, Pat in 9th on the inters, Joker's on the inters, Koikarp on the softs. So Daz and Matt Psycho pull away, but Anton Poika staying with them, but on those racing soft tyres, he is going to have no grip in the corners whatsoever. You can see he's floating over that corner, rather like no grip. coming into here is scary. He's going to slide off the track. He's doing okay at the moment. Daz has had a bit of an off, and that has given Matt Psycho the lead as he tries to just delicately point that Subaru round the corner. Anton Poika struggling with the racing softs in these conditions, and he's got Homesick Alien all about his business. And we've got Bazza off the track and Pat, and there's 3 cars wide in the corner, and it's Cthulhu that's come through ahead with Pat and Ensign Ewer alongside him. My gosh, what about him? Cthulhu's ended right behind him, but Baz run out of road. So has Baz. He's gone into Pat. It's a ping pong ball game down there with Cthulhu in 5th. Ensign Ewer's carried on in 6th. Jokers is in 7th. Pat's got back on the track in 8th. Baz are in 9th. Skyjacker is now in 10th with Koikap on the racing softs, 2.5 seconds behind that battle, but it's Matt Psycho who leads from Daz, and Daz starting to get composure again now after his small off. Anton Poika somehow is clinging with him with the racing soft tyre. This is unbelievable stuff, and he's pulled away from the Alien. Unbelievable. Daz again wide through that corner, and Anton Poika lining him up, the 2 championship contenders. Absolutely a staggering battle out there, but Daz seems to be not getting the grip of the Subaru that he wants, pushing it a little wider into the corners. And Homesick Alien sitting in 4th. We've got 60 minutes of racing, guys. Just calm down. There's plenty to do, plenty to get on with. I think we're going to go through the night and back into the day again, I've heard. So Matt Psycho leads by 6/10 of a second with Daz in 2nd. Anton Poika in 3rd with Homesick Alien in 4th. Anton Poika is on the racing soft tyres. Now it doesn't, to me, look, well, Cthulhu's got his wipers on, but it doesn't look like it's raining, I don't think. So again, like in qualifying, the track might dry up. Cthulhu is in 5th, Ensign Ewer in 6th. Great drive for Ensign Ewer. Stayed out of trouble when others slid off the track ahead of him, and he's gained a great 6th spot from that. Jokers in 7th on those intermediate tyres. Lovely helmets through his window, seeing that visor glow like a Cylon. And if you know what a Cylon is, you're cool. So Pat's sideways. Pat is sideways. He's in a battle with Skyjacker, but he's found the kitty litter, and Skyjacker and both Bazza have got by. Bazza then on it, or like a car bonnet. He's 1.7 seconds behind Skyjacker, chasing him down, with Pat now slipping down to 10th, and Koikap losing. He's been in to put Inters on, and I hope this isn't going to be a Matt Psycho scenario where then he's going to have to come in a lap or 2 to put softs on, because it definitely is looking like it's drying up out there, and there isn't much rain. I can't see what they see on the radar. A lovely shot of Spoon there from Matt Psycho, and Daz still ahead of Anton Poika, but the track seems to be coming to Anton Poika at the moment. How he knew, I do not know. He's like a fortune teller. Homesick Alien is now under threat from Cthulhu. Cthulhu starting to find some extra grip in his Subaru, and he's going 4th and irritating the Alien. Oh, what a delicious battle from 2 former WRX Challenge champions with Skyjacker, with Homesick and Cthulhu. Oh, hey, Flashman, what's up, my friend? We want to see you on track. Evening all, says Flashman. Want to see you back on track. We had a lovely little Sterling Moss championship you would have been perfect in. And we're doing some on Friday night, so even I'm taking part, Flashman. Why don't you come along and keep me company at the back? Excuse me, coffee. So Cthulhu, he was looking like he was starting to attack Homesick, but since being on board, he slipped away from the Alien, and now the Alien is starting to have a snip at Anton Poika. All the meantime, I'm looking down at the water gauge, the wet gauge, and it is dropped into the dry zone. So the track has come to Anton Poika at the moment, and Matt Psycho, he's got big questions. He's got to be looking at that radar and wondering how long it's going to be dry for, because Anton Poika is now on the right tyre. Homesick Alien's gone for a late move and got it paid off with the extra grip the Inters give you, but down out the straight, and it's Anton Poika As soon as he gets traction with those soft tyres, he's on the move, and now we've got a whole heap of cars with Cutula tucked in as well. Third, fourth and fifth battling it out to the max. Up ahead, Daz now starting to gain on Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho had 6/10, well, it's about 5/10, just looks closer is all. This is unbelievable racing. After 6 minutes, we've got 60 minutes of racing, and if it stays this tight, it's going to be unbelievable. Ensign Ewart 2.5 seconds behind the crowd, but he's getting purples on a third lap. Skyjacker also purples. The track's getting faster. This is it. The track is getting faster. Anton Poika is now attacking Daz because he's on the right tyres, but when he goes off the line, it gets too wet and it's a struggle. But Daz has made the decision. So's Matt Psycho. They've both made the decision that it's time to go for soft tyres. Anton Poika's tyre, he's too much of a danger. Homesick Alien stays with the Inters, and so does Cthulhu. And just a lap or two more, they're probably thinking, oh no, he's got the tail end. I thought he tail ended him around, but no. But Homesick's off the line and he's out of grip. And Anton Poika makes it through with Cthulhu there in third, and Ensign Ewart up into third. Sorry, so Homesick Alien, a huge fall for him, and he may feel that was a push to pass from Anton Poika, and on the rear quarter, I don't know. But Majid asking again how long. I said it's 60 minutes, my friend. It's just one race, 60-minute race, endurance. Majid asking how long this race is. So Anton Poika is now in the lead on those racing soft tyres, with Cthulhu up into second on the intermediates. 2:11 from Cthulhu. Anton Poika not yet to beat the 12s, and there we go, Cthulhu getting close. And it's some certain corner, but it's pretty dry out there. I think we're going to see the rest of the Inter boys coming into the pits. Skyjacker on the intermediates as well, Bazza on the intermediates, Jokers is on the Inters, and then we've got Matt Psycho coming out of the pits in 8th spot. Don't think he's touched the fuel, just changed those tyres. And Daz behind him in 9th. Koi Carp still on those intermediates, but Pat has made the decision to go on to this racing softs, and there's no grip there, Pat. You won't find grip in the middle of the corner. Drive between the two white lines. The curbs are going to still be wet. Anton Poika 0.2 of a second ahead of Cthulhu, and it's race on here from the Spaniard and the Finnish driver. Ensign Ewart doing a cracking job there, and Homesick Alien coming across, and this is the big question: will they come into the pits? Cthulhu does, Ensign Ewart does, and Homesick Alien does. They all do. There's only one choice. So does Skyjacker. No, Skyjacker aims to misbehave and stays out. Skyjacker bucking the trend with the Baz. The Baz decides that is the correct course, and they are staying out. They're 3.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who's just done his out lap, so we can't see really where he is with those. Daz then up into 5th. Cthulhu back out of the pits in 6th place. And Ensign Ewart in 7th. Where is the Alien? The Alien has not come out yet. Oh my word. Homesick Alien's topped up with fuel. He's gone fat on fuel, and that is why he's lost positions to Cthulhu. Well, he was behind those guys anyway, wasn't he? Because he'd had a moment with Anton Poika. So Homesick Alien has filled up. Jokers, no one else has really touched the fuel. They've just put the racing soft tyres on, and they're cracking on. Koi Carp still electing, like Skyjacker and Bazza, not to go to the soft tyre. And Pat 20 seconds behind. Come on, Pat, get control of the car. You're driving it too fast. It's still damp out there, my friend. Just putting soft tyres on doesn't mean it's magically going to go. You still got to be delicate. Be delicate, Pat. So Anton Poika 12.3 seconds in the lead, and what we thought was absolute lunacy at the beginning of this race has turned into a genius move from Anton Poika, and he should play the lottery this weekend, because I am telling you, he has the sight. Skyjacker then electing not to pit, has been caught up by Matt Psycho, and Matt Psycho should make short work of this. on those nicely warmed up soft tyres on a track that pretty much is for soft tyres. And we thought we were going to have a monsoon race all the way through. It seems like we had a damp start and then a dry race to come. But Skyjacker, oh, no grip on the inters. And there's Matt Psycho through with Daz now up into third, Katula into fourth, and Skyjacker has to put it into the pits. There really isn't a track for inters, and will Baz follow suit? He's still got some space between himself and Ensenua. He's off the track. He's lastminute.com decided to bring her in, and that will promote Ensenua on the racing soft tyres now up into fifth place, but 8 seconds behind Kurtulu, who is right there in the shout with Daz and Matt Psycho. And now it's all down to tyre wear, down to fuel, down to strategy. The wet has done its work by throwing up an absolute chaotic beginning, and now it's how these guys are going to react. And at the moment, Anton Boyka is the only one who hasn't had to react. He reacted before the race, and he has just stayed par for the course since, and he's sticking to his strategy. Matt Psycho starting on the inters, had a great start in the wet, but had to come into the pits because time and the track was against him. And Daz followed suit with Katula. Well, the whole field, really. I can't remember who else stayed out on the softs. I can't remember. There was 2 people, and I don't remember who the other one is. It might have been Pat, actually, but it's not helped Pat out. Ensenua in 5th place. He's 9 seconds behind that battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And he's 6 seconds ahead of Homesick, but Homesick, swift driver, he's going to eat away at that distance between himself and Ensenua and try and get himself a good 5th place in here. Joker, so far, solid race, 2 seconds behind the Alien, 6 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, who's had to just put the softs on and then goes and trashes his Subaru into the wall, as does Baz. They've come out hot. They've come out of the pit lanes hot, pair of them. And they've pushed the car too far, or they've hit each other because they're quite close together on track, but I don't think they would have hit each other. But Skyjacker back ahead of Baz, and Baz on the move again, and got to wait for your tyres to warm up. Got to wait. It's a colder track than normal, what with the wet, and these two trying to push those racing soft tyres too far, too fast. You've got to let them warm up. Pat then only 13 seconds behind Skyjacker and the Baz, and Koikart slowly closing in on Pat now, only 10 seconds. Matt Psycho is in the lead of the race, and Daz, who was it? Who was there? I can't remember now. It wasn't Matt Psycho, was it? Maybe it was. No, it was Anton Poika. What's happened to Poika? So Anton Poika, he's not pitted, has he? No, I don't think there's any pit stop happened. He must have had an off. My word, my gosh. He had a humongous lead on Matt Psycho. It doesn't look like there's any kind of pit stop has occurred. And he seems to have had a terrible lap on lap 6 and dropped down to 7th place, 35 seconds behind the leader. He was 10 seconds ahead. That's nearly 40-second loss in one lap. And Matt Psycho now leads this race ahead of Daz, 2.3 seconds. And if Daz, because I think now Matt Psycho is becoming a threat to at least Daz's 2nd place with all the wins and stuff that Matt Psycho's gathered. And he's already dropped the 2 rounds beforehand. It's becoming quite a juicy little championship at the top. I mean, Anton Poika has run away with it somewhat, but just below him is a tantalising battle for Katula, Homesick, Daz, and maybe even Matt Psycho. And then Stewart can't be counted out, sat there in 4th place. And plenty of time to go on this race. 45 minutes still to go, and there's a lot to happen yet. But at the moment, the big news is that Anton Poika is now being overtaken by Skyjacker. Or he's caught Skyjacker. Has he caught? No, I think he was... So what has happened to Anton Poika? He's lost pace. He's lost pace out there. Is the cold track tyres? I don't know. But Skyjacker has caught him. He's on fresher tyres. We know that. Maybe the fresher tyres makes a big deal around here. But yeah, Anton Poika doing a 2:09. So that's about to the pace he was doing. I just don't know how Skyjacker got by him with a 2:03. Whoa, Skyjacker though throwing it into the corners. So Anton Poika 2:09s, but they're doing 2:02s and 2:03s now on the softs, and I'm not sure what's going on with Anton Poika's tyres. Is he truly, do you think, on the racing softs? He's really struggling, like he's not on a set of softs. Something's gone totally wrong there. Look, he's just been overtaken by the Baz, and I do not know what's going on in Anton Poika's car. He's doing 2:09s, which he has been. It's like he's driving on a set of Inters, but to us it's showing us as racing softs. But to me, he's got no pace like the softs have. Interesting. Keep an eye on that. So Matt Psycho, these guys are doing 2:02s, 2:03s, where Anton Poika's doing 2:09s. It makes no sense. I don't know what's happening there. It's confusing me. If you know, say something in the chat, because I haven't got a clue what's going on there. So Matt Psycho leads this race, and Daz though is closer. He was 2.5 seconds behind. Now he's 1.1 seconds behind. Catula then in third, lost a little ground to them, even though he's the fastest man on the track in a damn fine looking car. And there he goes again with the fastest lap of the race so far. Catula, what a threat. Insinuate in fourth, doing a very good lap time there. And I think Homesick-Alien is slowly closing the gap on him though, but not as fast as Homesick-Alien would like. He did a 2:03.0 last time around. Ensign Newitt with a 2:02.1. So Ensign Newitt a little bit faster than the Alien, but the Alien, heavier car, maybe playing the longer game. Jokus in sixth with a 2:03.4, going very swiftly indeed. Ooh, the back end nearly going out on him. And Bazza and Skyjacker absolutely on it. The pair of them racing each other tooth and nail. Anton Poika's come in. I don't know. I honestly don't understand what's happened to Anton Poika's tyres or race. Something has just flipped in that car, and it's just not got the pace that he had at the beginning. Whereas Matt Psycho now flying, with Daz in second place. 1 second. Don't push it, Daz. My word, Daz is on the raggedy edge, chasing down Matt Psycho. We are in having a treat, and Catula obviously reeling off those fastest laps is now only 1.8 seconds behind Daz, and the battle for first, second and third is absolutely taut. I want to see what Anton Poika, he's put another set of softs on, so we'll see what his lap times do, and possibly, yeah, it might have been a glitch in the matrix. And we saw him on softs, but really he was on Inters, and he stayed on Inters for too long. Because Matt Psycho tearing it up. He's pulled a second away from Daz. Daz could be in trouble here from Catula. 1.5 seconds now for Catula. Catula is absolutely pelting it here at Suzuka, with Ensign Newitt still holding 5.5 seconds to Homesick Alien. Ensign Newitt at 2:03.2, Homesick Alien at 2:03.1, and that's not going to catch him. Then Jokus is off the track. But he's 10 seconds ahead of the Baz, but the Baz will close that time pretty quickly if Jokus has too many excursions like that. With only 40 minutes left of racing, my word, it's been exciting for 20 minutes, it's got to be said. Bazza then crossing the line, 8 seconds. He's caught Jokus up by 2 seconds. That's cost Jokus 2 seconds going off in that corner. But it'll be longer because the tyres stay a bit dirtier for a while. So for the first few corners, he's going to have to take it relatively easy. And Bazza in the groove will be closing that gap already down to 8 seconds. Another half second lost for Jokus. And Bazza 6.9 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. And it's full dry course now. There's no wet whatsoever on the track, and it's just an outright normal dry race, which is what I don't think Skyjacker wanted. I think he envisaged it was going to be wet for the majority of the race, and it's not worked out that way. Maybe the rain could come back though, you don't know. It's still quite smoggy out there. And Skyjacker then trying to tear through at those lap times and catch up with the Baz. Kuykar, 23 seconds behind. He's just done his fastest lap of the race, a 2:05.9, and he's over a minute off of the lead of Matt Psycho. Pat then 5.5 seconds. Oh, it's a ×3 race, so Anton Poyka, this is devastating for the drop score. Well, it'll be a drop score, won't it? He's getting purples now, so maybe it was inters, or maybe just the tyres go, even with a quarter in the wet. If there's a bit of moisture, the tyre wear, as soon as they're worn, they're dead. But Matt Psycho at the moment managing with his worn down tyres, but the track is drier. So that's see, Ensign Newitt's gone in, and his tyres are not half as worn as Matt Psycho's, but Ensign Newitt feels it's time for a pit stop, and so does Skyjacker as well. It's raining. It's raining. The track is raining. Oh my God. Ensign Newitt must have timed that perfectly. The rain clouds have opened up, and the track is now getting wetter. And Daz already lost a huge amount of time on Matt Psycho. Catula closing the gap, and it's all a mix-up now. Homesick Aliens crawling back onto the track, and they've all been caught out in the rain. Jokers as well on a set of worn soft tyres, trying to make his way around to the pits. Hence Bazza there, and Ensign Newitt, who did stop, put the inters on, filled his tank up, he's got out. This could be a big smile on Ensign Newitt's face. The weather could have worked out very nicely for him. Pat stayed out on the set of softs and lost all grip in the first corner. Anton Poyka, who's only just put his new set of softs on, has gone past the pit as well, so he's got a long lap if he decides to come in. Skyjacker, he did come in. He's put the inters on like Ensign Newitt. My good golly gosh, this has just turned the race upside down and on its head. How long does the rain last for? We don't see the radar that they can see. Is it worth them staying out on the soft tyres if it's just a quick brief shower? It's looking pretty wet out there, and Catula has made the decision. He wants inters. Matt Psycho and Daz have decided to carry on in the wet, and Homesick Alien is not quite there yet. But it does look like he's struggling for grip, and it is just over that line that says they should be on intermediate tyres. But he's continued on. He must see something in his radar that he feels that this rain is not for long and it's going to disappear. Jokers has stayed out as well. No, Jokers is not there yet, sorry. So Catula come in to put those intermediate tyres on, and Ensign Newitt, who thought he'd see everyone in front of him come in, he made the right move at the right time, at the moment has not made much gains. Except Basil 1.2 seconds behind Ensign, which that wasn't like that before. Skyjacker, who I thought was close to him, he must have had an off. Baz has gone in. So Basil wasn't on the inters, but he's gone in now. He fancies the inters as well, possibly. Or maybe just a pit stop. Matt Psycho, he was 10 seconds slower than his average lap time last time around, but he's got 11 seconds on Daz, and the rain is really Daz is really struggling in the rain. Homesick Alien as well, 2:17, a 2:13 from Daz. Jokers 2:19, with Catula now changing onto the intermediates, and Catula might be in a very good position here. It depends on how long the rain lasts. Ensign Newitt only 6 seconds behind Catula, and these two, we could be looking at first and second here. Bazza got in and back out again before Skyjacker even got around. So Bazza is ahead of Skyjacker, but Bazza's got to bed those tyres in on that outlap with Skyjacker already getting the outlap done, and he'll be feeling those tyres nicely. Anton Poiker's staying with the softs. He's staying on the softs. Koikap is on to the intermediates, 10 seconds behind Anton Poiker, and Pat's come in, and I don't know if he's just pulled it. He can't have pulled it over because he was only 4 seconds behind Coy. He's just changing his tyres. Matt Psycho then, continuing with those racing softs. He must still feel a bit of grip out there and think, no, I'm sticking with it. He's got 10 seconds. Why not? Because you can lose 10 seconds in one off, I suppose. And Daz is ready for a pit stop. So I bet he would like to know what the rain's going to do. It does look like it's not raining. I've got to say, it looks like it stopped. And it does look like the track's drying out again. Oh my God, poor fellows out there. What do? You can't make a decision, can you? It has dropped below that second line, or the first line, should I say. Jokers is coming in, but I think that's just for an average, normal pit stop. And I think he might put racing softs on, because I think the track's going back to the racing softs. And it was just a small flurry that has caused a reaction for Cthulhu to put on the intermediates, and for Ensign Ewart to put on the intermediates, and they'll be hoping that them clouds open up again, because at the moment it's drying out, and we're at 27 minutes into this 60-minute race. We're nearly at halfway, and my God, we've had more action than we have in a 2.5-hour race so far in just 27 minutes. This is unbelievable stuff. Matt Psycho then, he's out there, he's pushing on. He's 10 seconds off the pace he was on with the softs, but I mean, we haven't seen a true intermediate lap time yet. 2:10 from Ensign Ewart. Anton Poiker has jumped a lot of people suddenly, and he's up into 6th place with Bazza's Inters and Skyjacker's Inters, obviously, and they're just not getting them lap times again. And the drying track has played back into Anton Poiker's hands. Brilliant stuff. Jokus in 9th, and Matt Psycho's come in, and I think he's going to put softs on. Who came in before? And I said they'll put softs on. Pat. He did. He went back out on a set of racing softs. Wise move on Pat's behalf. Intermediates for Coy. Softs there. Jokers as well. I said, what's he going to put on? He put on another set of racing soft tyres. And wow, what a topsy-turvy race with Bazza and Skyjacker both out there on intermediates. Anton Poiker's on a set of softs, leaving them behind, catching up with Ensign Ewart, who's on a set of intermediates, and also Cthulhu's on a set of intermediates. The top three have pitted, and really Cthulhu should possibly come in and put the softs on, as should Ensign Ewart. I'm not telling them how to run their races, but I think the soft tyre is the tyre to be on at the moment. These guys are just pitting for pit. Well, Homesick probably didn't need to pit, but he has. Matt Psycho then out. Matt Psycho out onto a set of intermediates. That surprises me. That very much surprises me. Homesick Alien also on intermediates. Maybe they can see something on the radar. Cthulhu's got himself ahead of Daz. Daz has gone to intermediates. It's raining again. I can hear it. Yeah, it's a monsoon. My word, they pitted perfectly. Absolutely on the money there. As the clouds open up, Matt Psycho, Homesick Alien and Daz all come in just at the perfect time. And now Anton Poiker, what's he going to do on his racing soft tyres? Also Jokus and Pat also on the racing softs, and I was applauding them just a minute ago, saying what a great move it is, and the clouds have opened up. And oh, this race is so hard to read. Oh, and there's Pat. He's off the road with the softs. And it's the intermediate runners now that the race is coming to. Unbelievable stuff going on out there. And it's only Anton Poiker that is not on the inters. Well, up in the top 6. Everyone in the top 5 are on the intermediate tyre, the right tyre to be on. But again, it looks like the rain stopped. It's so bizarre. His wipers are going. There, I can hear it there. So maybe it's just certain parts of the track it's raining at. Oh, no, I'm not sure. Let's get in the car. See, we can't see a lot of rain off of the windscreen. So, no, it's not raining, is it? That track's going to dry up again. This is crazy. This is crazy racing. They don't know what tyre to put on. It's all over the shop. Again, the wipers are on. I can't see a lot of rain dropping out of the heavens. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows what the right tyre is? That block is just on the first line, which is the changeover point from dry to wet. And I think Anton Poika is just about, well, there, you see it's raining there. It is raining quite heavily around there, down the straight. So what an amazing race so far. 31 minutes in. Matt Psycho leads this race. He's on a set of intermediate tyres. And Homesick Alien is up into second. Did Katula have an off? I'm not sure. But Homesick Alien on fire on the intermediate tyre. And he's chasing down Matt Psycho. Homesick Alien looking for a win on a ×3 race. And he does well at Suzuka. I think he's won Suzuka before last season. And Skyjacker and Bazza both in with those intermediates. What are they going to do? Put the softs on? Who knows? I don't think anyone knows what they're doing at the moment in this race. It's raining. It's definitely raining, and Homesick Aliens asked too much from the Repsol Subaru. Katula will see that and fancy a go. Oh, there's a yellow flag up ahead. It's Pat. Is that not Pat? Yeah. It's not Matt Psycho. So Pat spun it. I saw a blue car and thought, is that Matt Psycho? But it's not. It's Pat. Just staying out of the way there as the 3 leaders come by. And Daz somehow in the pit stops. I think he didn't fuel up more than anyone else. I don't know how Daz lost out there during the pit stop phase. But he's ended up behind Homesick and Katula. He was closing in on Matt Psycho until the rain came again. And Daz struggling for grip with those intermediates. He's got Ensign Ewer only 2 seconds behind him. He's having an absolutely glorious race there in 5th place and threatening Daz. So Ensign Ewer on a race at the moment. Anton Poika still on the softs. He's surviving. He's surviving, but it's a struggle for him. He's in the 208s. Last time around, Joker's some 29 seconds behind him. He's also on those racing softs, struggling in this weather. Skyjacker's gone back to the racing softs. So Skyjacker was on the inters, and Homesick Alien's come in as well. So Homesick Alien, he's come in. He's decided he doesn't want to be on the inters. We saw him having a near off, but he's going for softs as well, I believe. Oh my lord. So Matt Psycho on the inters with Katula on the inters, now up into second. Daz in third on the inters. Ensign Hewitt moves up into fourth. He's got Pat right behind him, but they're on different laps. Anton Poika up to fifth. He's having an up and down race. He was last a few laps ago when it seemed weird that he was struggling to get the lap times and everyone was just driving past him. And he's pitted, put a new set of softs on, and slowly worked his way through. Even though wet conditions should have said nay, he still carried on. Homesick Alien has been in. He's filled his car up. That's to go to the end. And he's put a set of softs on. So maybe he fancies this is it till the end of the race. Joker's 18 seconds behind him. 3/4 of a tank on the racing softs. And he's battling on in the Pro Drive Subaru. Skyjacker back onto a set of softs. He's just over half a tank of fuel. Possibly not enough to get to the end of the race. Bazza, 3/4 of a tank of fuel on the set of racing softs. He's 13.5 seconds behind Skyjacker in ninth. 15 seconds ahead of Koikarp, who's back onto a set of racing softs and a full tank of fuel. And it seems like Koikarp is going till the end now. And the headlights come on as the sun goes down here at Suzuka. And, it's Matt Psycho, though, that leads this race by 4 seconds. He's on the intermediate tyre, although the track probably is more leaning towards a dry tyre. There's not many out there on dry tyres to threaten the top 3, 4. It's just Anton Poika. He's 6.3 seconds behind Ensign Hewitt. He did a 207.7 last time around, and Ensign Hewitt did a 212, so it won't take long for Anton Poika to catch up. Katula takes the lead. He's got his wipers on like it's raining. But Matt Psycho, Daz and Ensign Ewart have all come in, and I feel they feel it's time for the Racing Softs again, possibly. And that promotes Anton Poika up into second place, but I don't think he's got the fuel to take him all the way. Katula has decided to stay with the intermediates, even though the track is drying out, and Anton Poika again just rolls in to that position. He's done amazing. I don't think he's even put, unless we're not seeing what proper tyres he's on, he hasn't put a set of inters on yet in this race. And that is just what you'd expect from a Finnish driver. We don't care about grip. Grip is secondary. Speed is first. Who needs grip? So Katula leads this race, but he's on the wrong tyre. Anton Poika is in second. He's on the correct tyre. Matt Psycho's just put on the correct tyre, and he's 3 seconds behind Anton Poika on a lot fresher tyres. So that is interesting, but he's got to remember that outlap. Oh, he's done his outlap, so he should have bedded those tyres in quite nicely. Homesick Alien up into fourth. And what's Matt Psycho? He's gone for 3/4 of a tank of fuel. That might be enough, just about, to get him to the end of the race. Daz slipping down into fifth. Poor Daz, he's done nothing wrong in this race, and he just keeps losing positions. Ensign Ewart down into sixth. And that might be all just because Homesick pitted a lap or two earlier than them for the soft tyre. That's how much gains he got. Although his lap times don't say he's got gains. 23, 26, 28, 20. So, but he's up into fourth. He's 9 seconds off of Matt Psycho though, so it doesn't look like there's much chance of a podium for Homesick Alien. Anton Poika, 3.5 seconds. He did a 2:03.2, so he's getting that pace back up. A 2:02.1 with Matt Psycho doing a 2:08. That can't be right. 2:08.9. But he's not dropped any time from Anton Poika, so bizarre stuff. Katula, 5.9. He's losing a lot of time now for those tyres. He's only managing 2:09s, and Anton Poika and Matt Psycho are coming fast. Katula, he's going to end up right back, maybe behind Ensign Ewart at this point. He really needed to pit earlier than this. So Katula maybe leaving it a little too long to come off those inters. Maybe he was hoping for a bit more rain. He's got his windscreen wipers going like mad. Maybe that's his way of trying to bring on the rain. But at the moment, it's just not happening for him. It looks dry out there, and he's not getting the grip that he wants. And look at Anton Poika flowing through that corner with Matt Psycho in chase. And unfortunately, it looks like Katula is just the lame gazelle out on the wilds, limping along as the two lions are stalking its prey. And here comes Anton Poika now for the kill, and Katula knows he is going to be killed. He knows there is nothing he can do about this. Anton Poika giving him a tap to say hi and let him know he's on his inside. Katula cannot try and dream to defend into the 130R, and he does not. And that's Anton Poika up and into the lead. Who would have thunk it? 36 minutes ago. Well, not 36, because he was doing well on the softs at the beginning, but there was a point in this race where everyone was driving past Anton Poika, and now look at him, he's leading the race, and that is Katula. Honestly, he's going to come out behind Ensign, I believe Katula is. And Matt Psycho fancies another win. It was all, Matt Psycho giving it big balls into the first corner there, but I think he scared himself a little and lost time to Anton Poika. But what a battle royale we've got here, and there's a 1/4 of a tank of fuel left on board Anton Poika with 20 minutes left of racing. Anton Poika's going to have to pit again, you know. I think Anton Poika will have to pit before the end of the race, where I don't think Matt Psycho is going to need to. It's a slam dunk, and Homesick Alien, I think, is going all the way to the end. Daz could possibly be going all the way till the end as well, and he has been caught by Ensign Newer. Ensign Newer, we have to recognise, man. We've got to preach of the Ensign Newer there. Look at him, tenacious in this race. He's just kept going, and he's made the right calls when needed. And now he's starting to give Daz a lot of things to think about, and Daz just pushing his Subaru to the edge of the track, giving Ensign Newer a little more time back. Ensign on board with the Big Dan as he chases down the Big Daz. It's the battles of the D. Who's got the biggest D between Daz and Dan? I suppose it's the ever-going battle between Darren's and Daniel's of what is the supreme D name. Although David's probably the most popular D name. And after that, I suppose it's a battle between the Daniels and the Darrens. Anton Poiker into the pits. So Anton Poiker, oh my geez, Anton Poiker having to make another stop before the end of the race. Matt Psycho, we assume, going all the way to the end of the race. Homesick Alien moves up into second place, and this is great for Daz. Daz could possibly get, well, he's a little bit far afield though. Anton Poiker, can he get out ahead of his main rival? There's Daz coming down the start straight, and I think Daz is ahead of Anton Poiker, but Anton Poiker is going to be on super fresh tyres. Catula and Ensign Newer absolutely chugging it out. Now Ensign Newer was catching up with Daz. Where did Cthulhu come from? Remember, he came in later for those soft tyres, and he's absolutely blitzing it. He's burnt past Ensign Newer. Anton Poiker's out of the pits, 7.5 seconds behind Ensign Newer, 36.5 seconds behind the lead. And this is a hit to the points for Anton Poiker. He's rolled with the punches today. He's touched the top a couple of times, but his strategy just hasn't worked out for him at the end of the race here. Jokers, we've got 17 minutes to go, so let's not count any chickens before they're hatched. And these two have come into the pits, Skyjacker and Bazza, because they're like best friends and they do everything together. Let's go in pits together, Skyjacker. Well, that sounds a good idea, Bazza. Let's go into the pits and change our tyres at the same time. So Skyjacker is out with Bazza following him. Ooh, we both pitted at the same time. And Quick Up also into the pits for that last little dip of fuel to get them to the end. Possibly, maybe the fuel just wasn't enough. I don't know. Skyjacker possibly has put fuel in. Bazza, I think he was pretty close, but they put two fresh sets of racing soft tyres on as they head, and it didn't get dark, did it? I thought we were going to see the night before the end of the race. So Matt Psycho, 11.3 seconds, was it that? So yeah, it must have been. Homesick's just done his fastest to 2:02, and he's done a 2:02.1 after that. At the moment, Cthulhu is your fastest man on track, or has been, and he's chasing Daz down. Daz back into that third place, must feel good, and he's a good few positions ahead of Anton Poiker on a triple score, so that is going to help a lot with that huge 49 point deficit in the championship. He's 49 points behind Anton Poiker at the moment, 49.5 points behind. Can't forget that half. 49.5 points behind Anton Poiker in the championship, and he's a good 2 positions ahead of him. But Anton Poiker, you feel, could catch Ensign and Cthulhu. Well, Cthulhu's tyres are pretty fresh, so I would bet that Cthulhu's going to be safe from Anton Poiker. Joker's in then. His tyres are a little old. He's going to change those up. That'll be a position for Bazza, will it? 31 seconds, possibly. Bazza ahead of Skyjacker. I thought Skyjacker pitted ahead of him. I don't know what's happened there. Skyjacker's had a huge off on his outlap. He forgets that these tyres, you can't just tear into them straight away. You've got to let them bed in. You've got to let them ease into the race. Can't ask too much on the outlap. And Jokers then is on the move. He may have lost the position to Baz. but he's maintained from Skyjacker. So Joker's there, running to the end in 8th. Ooh, kissing the curb with the rear wheel, which you don't really want to do, but it does look absolutely gorgeous. And Skyjacker then only 2 seconds behind Jokus, and he's got a target to aim for. And Baz not that far ahead either, really, in all fairness. Anton Poika has caught up. Cthulhu's dropped. He was ahead of Ensign Ewart, so we think Cthulhu's made a huge mistake. And now the flying fin has come across the Spaniards, El Fernando Alonso, and he's out on the wide line again. And it's only a matter of time, you fear, that Anton Poika will be by Cthulhu. And that is not what Daz wants. Daz wants everyone to finish ahead of Anton Poika to keep this championship going all the way to the final round. And there is Anton Poika getting the fastest lap of the race. Cthulhu tries to break the toe and go defensive, going for the inside. There's barely any braking in this corner. And oh, Cthulhu nearly wiped out. He has wiped out. Cthulhu, oh, losing the front end. You saw it just sway in front of us, and you thought he caught it, but then she went. And that's a position for Anton Poika as he goes and tries to take Ensign Ewart as well. Daz could be safe. We've got 13 minutes left of the race. Daz a good 8.5 seconds ahead of Anton Poika, but Daz is pushing it into the kitty litter, and that's not what you need. And now his tyres are going to be a bit drippy and muddy and gungy and not want to brake for the next corner. Homesick Alien is 7.2 seconds behind Matt Psycho. His tyres are a lot more worn than the Psycho's though. Psycho doing a 204.3 last time around, Homesick doing a 202, so he is gaining on Matt Psycho, but I think Matt Psycho just made a small mistake. Maybe Matt Psycho's nervous about fuel, I'm not sure. He's under the halfway mark on his fuel tank, whereas Homesick is just over the halfway. Daz, he's way under the halfway, so if Matt Psycho's concerned about fuel, Daz should be. Ensign Ewart on the middle of the halfway, but he has got issues, man. He's got a very, very fast Anton Poika with fresher tyres hunting him down, and Anton Poika, he's going to get the job done straight away through Ensign Ewart. Nothing Ensign Ewart could do there, and that is Anton Poika up and into 4th place, 7 seconds behind Daz. And all the action is where Anton Poika is at the end of this race. So Ensign Ewart then slipping down into 5th, still 2 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu, come on, we believe in you, Cthulhu. You can do it. Bazza in 7th. He's a whopping 54 seconds behind 6th place, and he's 5.6 seconds ahead of Jokers, who's nearly 7 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. And these guys were a lot closer earlier in the race, and they seem to have spread it out, with Bazza doing a lovely 201.5 and Jokers a 222, but I think that was an outlap, and Skyjacker doing a 210 on those racing. So wipe out. Can't use his nickname. He didn't quite go all the way, did he? Just wiped. And Koika looking for an extra position, and Koi in 8th, chasing down Skyjacker in the championship. In fact, would love to get one up on his closest rival in the table. Skyjacker getting the car going again, and it looks like Koika easily picking up that spot from Skyjacker, who has admitted he's given all hope up of this championship, and he's just testing out GT7, see what his limitations are, which there are many. So there we go. Matt Psycho leads this race coming into the last 10 minutes of racing. He's 6 seconds ahead of the Alien. He's doing regular 204s. We saw the Alien doing 202s. So yeah, Matt Psycho is driving to that fuel tank, I think, and trying to save fuel, whereas Homesick Alien is absolutely pelting it, but his fuel tank hasn't moved, whereas Matt Psycho's has. But it's still 6 seconds between the two of them, and Homesick doing a 203 that time around, and Matt Psycho a 204. Anton Poika 201. Newsflash to the leaders. Anton Poika, but he's 19 seconds behind him in 10 minutes. That is probably beyond that Finnish driver. A 2-minute dead, flipping heck. Anton Poika has found some absolute pace in that Subaru here at Suzuka, as we've had interchangeable weather throughout the race. A couple of splatterings, showers, has turned turned this race upside down. It's been an absolute blast. Katula in fourth, just ahead of Ensign, and Ensign could get that fourth, you know. He's doing 204s, similar to Matt Psycho, with Katula doing 202s. Could be a struggle for Ensign. Daz in sixth. What happened to Daz, eh? He's lost a lot of ground. He did a 223. He was up in second, wasn't he? So he's had a big drop that I haven't noticed and haven't got excited that home scaling suddenly in second place. So I think it was Daz in second. And I think Daz seems to have dropped down into sixth behind Ensign Ewart. And Bazza in seventh, 35 seconds behind Daz. And with 8 minutes to go, he needs someone to have an accident ahead of him for him to gain any positions. Now, Joker's struggling with the outside of the track, but he's got a good 11 seconds from Koikarp, who's doing very strong lap times now, a 202.3 last time around, and Skyjacker also a 202.6. So come the end of the race, these two getting good lap times out of the car. Pat, 202s as well, great pace, with the leader only managing 204s, but I think he's trying to save his fuel and his tyres. And Home Six pulled out another second and a half on Matt Psycho. It's getting very serious, but Homesick Aliens tyres are taking a real punishing. They're taking an absolute punishment here, chasing down Matt Psycho. 4.5 seconds. This is going to be a tight finish, and Anton Poika behind them doing a blitz in those lap times. Oh, Flashman says Daz just pitted. Did he now? Interesting. He obviously didn't have enough to... Oh yeah, he's got fresh tyres on. You're right. Hey, could that be a thing? He's 20 seconds behind Ensign Ewart, and it's going to be a struggle. Ensign Ewart on the 203s, but his tyres are getting old. And we saw from the Vipers, if you saw the stream with the Vipers, that when their tyres go, they go, man. They were spinning out all over the place. Matt Psycho then, trying to look after his car best he can, staying consistent with the 204s. It's down to less than 5 seconds. Well, it's just gone up to 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds between himself and Homesick. Homesick's dropped into the 203s. Don't think he has to save fuel, but his front tyres are taking a real punishment here. Anton Poika on those fresh tyres doing absolute blitzing lap times. It was 19 seconds behind. Now it's down to 16 seconds, but with only 6 minutes left on the clock, it's going to be a blooming miracle if Anton Poika can pull that time in. Katula's 5 seconds behind Anton Poika, 4 seconds ahead of Ensign Ewart, but Ensign Ewart's tyres are slowly decaying underneath him, whilst Katula's have still got some fat left on them. Daz with them fresh tyres, hoping to gain, but he's lost ground. It was 19 seconds last time we looked, and now he's 23 seconds, so he's lost another 4 seconds somewhere on this lap alone. He's pushing too hard, and Daz, what a story to tell this race. Daz's tale. He's been absolutely all over this race, every position down the top half. Daz has had a go in. Yeah, it's this lap and he's lost 5 seconds, but he's pulled a big chunk out there as Ensign had a small off. Ensign's tyres are looking delusional if they think they're going to get to the end of this race. They're squealing and screeching into the first corner, and yeah, I think Daz might have a chance to catch up with Ensign, because he did a 207 last time around. Too many of those, and he's going to be out of here. 203 from Katula, holding ground well. Anton Poika at 202. He's 15 seconds behind Homesick. He is dragging him in. Homesick's dropped into the 204s, and Matt Psycho also in the 204s. It's only 4 seconds between the Alien and the Psycho, but I don't think either of them have the tyre to race to the end. I think these two are just driving for their positions. I mean, Homesick Alien would love it, I suppose, if he could catch up Matt Psycho, but he can't ask too much from them tyres, because one small off, but that's all Anton Boyka needs. And the pace he's going, he will be uncatchable. Cthulhu 6.5 seconds behind Anton Boyka. He's doing good pace as well, so there is a lot to lose. And also Ensign not too far behind, but I'm telling you, oh, Daz is just pushing like an absolute nutter out there. And he's had another off. He's chasing the fastest lap or something. Oh, that 20 seconds he is from Ensign, and he only has to go steady because Ensign has had to ease right off for those tyres. Matt Psycho then crosses the line for the 27th time in this race as the sun disappears from view, and it is nearly a night time here as Matt Psycho is only 3.9 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien's tyres are absolutely rogered. Anton Boyka in third, flying with a fresher set of tyres on, but he's only 15.5 seconds. He's only gained half a second over the last lap. And Skyjacker, who's got fresh tyres, sitting just behind the Alien. Obviously let the Alien lap him, but he's fast enough just to sit behind him. Anton Boyka then, he's the man on fire at the moment. Cthulhu 8 seconds adrift, 5.5 seconds. And Daz unable to close that gap because he's had too many small little offs as he's pushing. 206, you see, he should be doing 202s, 201s, and he would have been on Ensign's tail by the end of the race, but now I don't think there's much chance of it unless Ensign has a spin. Daz then in 6th, Bazza in 7th, 35 seconds behind the Daz, 8 seconds ahead of Jokus, who's 11 seconds ahead of Koikarp in 9th, and he's 19 seconds ahead of 10th place Skyjacker, who I think Homesick Alien's let him by again, has he not? I'm not sure. And there's Pat in 11th spot. So Matt Psycho leads, fuel's flashing. We're on 58 minutes. He's got another lap to do after this one, but I think that's enough fuel. And he's nearly 5 seconds ahead of the Alien. I think the Alien's really having to back off because of those tyres. Again, Anton Boyka's pulled another 3 seconds in on the leaders, but Anton Boyka might not cross the line. Will he? I don't know. Yeah, he should do. So these three will cross the line. It's going to be sort of Ensign Hewitt sort of area, I think, that the flag's going to wave at. And Daz 20 seconds behind. Poor Daz. Threw it all the way at the end there, trying to push. And it's Matt Psycho, man with a cool head out there. Now Cthulhu, it says something, no. It's just me flicking up the cars. It's just delayed from me flicking up the car. I keep seeing these cars flicking up on his lap times. So Matt Psycho, 5.5 seconds. He's pulled away from the Alien having to be very, very careful with those tyres. Like I said, one spin and it's curtains because Anton Boyka is absolutely flying. So Homesick Alien is nursing his Repsol Subaru home. And Matt Psycho pulling out time now, 6 seconds on the Alien, and he has also pulled a lap on Skyjacker, is it? Or Skyjacker starting to catch him up? I think Skyjacker has got by Homesick Alien and is starting to... Oh no, he's had an off. Because I was talking about him, he got all excited. Pretty sure it's Skyjacker. Shall we check? There he is. So Matt Psycho, we've got 20 seconds left on the clock. I don't know who's going to be first across the line. Hang on, sorry, it's going to get a bit. So Bazza is coming up to the chicane in 7th spot. We've got 5 seconds left on the clock. He might just get across the line, you know. He might get a sneaky one in. And he flashes his lights. He is the first finisher in 7th spot. Then we look back to Jokus, who comes around and claims 8th. Great drive from Jokus there, who's 10 seconds ahead of Coy. And he is going to claim 9th. And he's got someone just behind him. Is that Matt Psycho? Who's just there then? Someone's spinning. Who are you? Where are you? Oh, it's Pat. No, it is Matt Psycho then, coming around There's someone facing the wrong way. It is Pat. And there we go. Matt Psycho takes the win. Unbelievable stuff. Homesick Aliens tyres. Oh, I thought he'd spun there. But he seems to have... he still gets it. And Homesick Alien gets second. And Tom Poiker bringing it home for third. Take a boo, my son. Katula getting himself fourth place. What an adventure these guys have been on. Unbelievable stuff, and a great drive from Katula for fourth. Ensign Newer in fifth. Great drive from Ensign. I'm sure he should be pleased about that one. And Daz in sixth. Probably not so pleased. But he had to make that pit stop near the end, and he finally gets those lap times in. But oh, if only he probably could have caught up Ensign Newer. And that's the whole field over the line. So Daz in sixth, Bazza seventh, Joker's 8th, Koikart gets 9th, Skyjacker gets 10th, Pat in 11th. And again, Matt Psycho taking his, hang on, give me a second, 1, 2, 3, his fourth win of the season. Unbelievable stuff then for Matt Psycho. Great stuff. Oof, this championship's going to be tight come the end of it. And a lovely uniform there from Matt Psycho, and he's got quite a nice behind. He's been squatting. Someone's been doing their squats. So, in the chat then, Flashman telling me Daz has pitted. Yeah, sorry, I missed that one. Matt Psycho saying, wow. Matt Psycho saying, my good golly God. Yes, indeed. Pat saying, 3 good laps in the whole race. Glad that one is over. Oh, Pat, it was an amazing race, man. Mama Psycho saying, smashing Matt, great race, guys, nice one thingy. And Matt Psycho saying, homesick, that was amazing. Unbelievable stuff. So great drive, great racing by everyone. Homesick, Anton Poiker, and Matt Psycho were your podium finishers. Oh, feel for Daz. He was there all through the race, except for that last pit stop that seemed to put him out of sequence. And then he just couldn't get his lap times in there to try and grab that position off of Ensign Newer. Whoo-wee. Right then, no live stream to Moz tomorrow, because I think I'm actually racing in it. So look out over the weekend for the replay of the Stock Car Championship coming at you from Daytona, the actual circle track and not the road course. Then next Tuesday, the final, the big finale of SEC, of the Suzuka Swift Endurance Challenge Cup Championship. And I hear the table is tight. Let's have a look. The table going into this final race is Homesick Alien on 73 points, Racer Brown on 73 points, Snorlax on 71 points. So it's a three-way fight for that championship. And even below that, 56, 53, 53, and 44. There is battles to be had up and down the Suzuki Swift Endurance Cup Challenge Championship. So join us on Tuesday for that at Bathurst. Excuse me. Then Thursday comes around again, like life isn't short enough, and we are racing at... Oh, it's a Bathurst double treat this week. It's Aussie week. It's Aussie week here in the VRC, as planned. So, yeah, join us for a double treat of Bathurst next week. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Justin Hermouth. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. We are everywhere. You'll find us. Just look. Just try and have a look, and I bet you find us. We've got a website. I told you it earlier. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you click on About, it gives you all the links. And it's ridiculous me reading them out all the time to you, because who's going to sit there and write that down? No one bothers with pens anymore. It's all about links. So... it only lasts 24 hours, but it's in the YouTube About. Check out our links. That's it, I think. I've covered everything. Quick look in the chat just to make sure There's always someone to remind me. Matt Psycho saying that was one of the best races I've ever had done. It was crazy raced, Matt. It was beautiful to watch. Mama Homesick saying, well done, all. Homesick, that was amazing. On those shot tyres, they were pretty gone. And thanks, Thingy. That was my pleasure. And I think I'll see you all again pretty soon, probably. You know, we're around. You'll probably see me. If you don't see me over the weekend, you'll see me on Tuesday. Well, not see me, but hear me. So, you know, don't get too weepy. We'll be back again. Harder and harder than ever in your ears. And I'm padding because obviously I'm not ready. Oh, with your bloody pop-ups on this bloody thing. Have you ever seen anything like it? Go away. I can't read anything because it just no, I don't want anything. Oh, Jesus, wet. Do you know what? It's like life's too short. Life's too short. Go away. Right then. So that's it. There's nothing more. There's more in the chat. I've missed chat. Let me go to chat instead of playing with my bloody iPad. I should learn. Homescaling saying was fun. Homescaling also saying well done, Matt. Great race, great win, mate. Cthulhu giving it some. I think they're helmets in the emoji thing. Oh no, they might be ghosts. I'm not sure what they are, but he's done pictures. It's hard to read out pictures. And Matt Psycho saying this GT7 not bad, is it? It's going to get a lot better when I get my VR headset. Then it's going to be the best game ever made. But at the moment, it's okay. But when that virtual reality happens, it's going to be amazing. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.